Here are the 5 questions you never answer when a car dealer asks them. My dad sold cars for 40 plus years. Number 1, Dad, what's your monthly budget? Why do you not answer that when the car dealer asks?
Well, you do answer it. You just don't answer that question with that answer. The question is, what's your monthly budget? What you're really searching for as a consumer is what the out the door price is of the car. So, how do you answer the question when the salesman said, well, you must have a monthly budget in mind? Actually, I do. And the vehicle that I'm looking at, I know perfectly fits into that budget that I have in mind. But in order to make sure that it does, I need to get the out the door price, including all fees, on the vehicle before we can move forward, if that would be okay with you.
So, question number 1, the dealership's going to ask, what's your monthly budget? Instead of answering that, you ask back, what's the out the door price of the vehicle? The second question the salesperson is going to ask you, Dad, early in the process, do you have a trade in? Why do I not answer this? Or how do I answer this? I guess is a better question.
Yeah, the best way to answer this is I might or I might not. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with my current vehicle. I might sell it to a family member, or I could even potentially donate it to charity, depending on what gives me the best financial benefit. But what I really need before we even concern ourselves with the trade is I need to get the out the door number on the vehicle that I'm interested in. So please, if you could give me a complete breakdown of the selling price, any dealer installed accessories that you insist upon that I take, and all taxes, tags, fees, everything. So, like, if I wanted to write a check, I would know how much that check would need to be.
Okay, so they're going to ask about the trade-in. You're going to kind of be coy about that. And I think it's important, Dad, maybe you can spend a second on this. The trade-in will impact some of the other numbers in a car deal. And so it's really important to really maximize your energy and effort on just selling a car, buying a car. They're 2 separate transactions, and you're going to start with buying the car, getting the best out the door price. The trade-in is just selling a car. Maybe this dealership buys it, to your point. Maybe you sell it to a family member. Maybe you get the best deal there. But the trade-in can really confuse some of the numbers, and it makes it harder to understand if you're actually getting a good deal on the car you're trying to buy, correct?
They're 2 separate transactions. Dealerships hate when you do it like this. And a lot of dealerships will try and punish you and try and steal your trade-in, undervalue it to you. And so it is important to have a complete understanding as to what the localized value of your vehicle is. And so what do I mean by that? Take your vehicle to other dealerships and say, I'm interested in just selling it, not buying anything. What would you offer me for it? Or go online to Carvana or CarMax or someone like that and get an offer from them, so you have an idea as to what the value of your vehicle should be. After you've agreed to an out the door number on the new car, then you present the salespeople or the dealership with the opportunity to buy your car. Remind them that you understand that their goal is the same as yours. They want to buy your trade-in as inexpensively as they can, just like you want to buy your new car as inexpensively as you can. But you just have to find that compromise number that works for everyone.
Let's be honest, the idea of buying a car is exciting, but actually doing it, not so much. Dealers calling you, asking you when can you come in, bait and switch sales tactics, yuck, and you definitely don't want to spend an hour listening to a guy named Rick check with his manager. That's why CarEdge's AI Negotiator is a game changer. It contacts the dealer and does the haggling for you, and it costs less than a tank of gas. It's powered by real-time market data and trained to spot dealer tactics and pricing patterns, so it knows exactly what to push back on to get you the best deal. Here's how it works. You pick the car you want, CarEdge creates an anonymous email and phone number for you, and then your AI agent reaches out to the dealer on your behalf and handles the entire negotiation. No weird phone calls, no pressure sales tactics, and no, quote, I can knock $200 off the price if you buy it today nonsense. The AI goes back and forth with dealers until it hits the best price. You get the full chat history, full transparency, and zero headaches. It's like sending in a car buying assistant with zero patience for sales tactics. You can try it today back at caredge.com/AI. That's caredge.com/AI. And again, they can manipulate numbers when you start to incorporate the trade-in to maybe get you to a monthly payment that you told them you wanted to be at without necessarily fairly valuing the vehicle that you're selling. So again, we recommend, first question, what's your monthly payment? No thanks. We want to talk out the door price. Second question, do you have a vehicle you're looking to trade in? I don't know. I may or I may not. Let's focus on the out the door price. And then when you do get back to the trade-in, You have all this market data, you have competitive offers. Maybe you even go to caredge.com/sell to get offers there. And then you use that as your leverage to get the most money for the vehicle you're looking to sell. The third question a salesperson or sales manager might ask you, Dad, are you looking to pay finance or cash? Why are they asking this? How do you respond, or do you respond?
Well, the response is the same as it always is. What I'm interested in at the moment, if it's okay with you, is we really just need to concentrate and establish what the out the door number is going to be for the vehicle, including all fees and everything. At that point, once we've established that, then I would be in a much better position to be able to decide whether I want to finance it for any length of time, whether I want to pay cash, or whether I might want to use outside financing from my credit union. All of those things could be on the table, but they won't be on the table if we don't first establish an out the door price. And one of the reasons the dealership wants you to finance the vehicle and they want you to finance through them is they want to try and get you to just concentrate on a payment, which means you're no longer thinking about what that out the door price is. Oh, and by the way, if they place the loan for you, they get a kickback from the bank. And so that's why they're truly interested in whether or not you want to finance.
Go watch some of our other videos where we talk about why you shouldn't go into a dealership and just, yell, hey, I'm going to pay cash. Who wants to sell a car today? That's not really going to give you more leverage. To your point, Dad, there could be additional incentives for the dealership if they place the loan for you. They can make more money that way. I do think it's important when you don't answer this question, when you say, hey, all options are on the table. As a customer, you need to be informed about cash versus finance incentives. This is especially true for new vehicles, not necessarily as important for used vehicles, but on a new vehicle, Dad, there could be a cash incentive. There could be a specialized financing offer of 0%, 0.9%. So it is important to understand as the consumer walking in, when you don't answer this question, you need to be knowledgeable about how this could potentially impact that out the door price in terms of those rebates or finance incentives. The fourth question, Dad, that a salesperson will ask you is, what's the max you're willing to pay per month? Or what's the max you're willing to pay right now? How do you answer this question? Or do you even answer this question?
The max that I want to pay is probably the minimum that you want to take. But the truth of the matter is, once again, Mr. Salesperson, can we just please establish that out the door number? I need to know what the total price of the vehicle is, including all fees. And once we've established that, then we can determine what my max budget on a monthly basis might be if we decide, or I decide, that that is the best way to go forward. But we can't cross that bridge until we first establish what that out the door number is.
Here's another example of a salesperson or sales managers trying to understand where they can get you and then ultimately manipulating the numbers to either be right there or just below it to get you a deal, when in reality, if you don't focus on the out the door price, you may be overpaying for something. Cars are commodities in a lot of ways, Dad. And so you really just need to stay focused on that out the door, because you could end up overpaying when you could have gone to another dealership. They give you the out the door price. You see clearly what it is, et cetera, et cetera. The fifth question that we're going to review today, Dan, this one happens often in a dealership. If we can get you to $600 a month, would you buy the car today? If we can get you to $550 a month, would you buy the car today? Really trying to lean into that payment and saying, hey, if we could get this for you today, would you move? How do you respond to that?
Well, if we get to an out the door number that I have in my mind, I very well could and would complete the transaction today. How that relates to the monthly payment at this point, that's not the concern. The concern has been, and will continue to be, regardless of the number of times you try, the concern is always going to be, what is my out the door number for this particular vehicle? And that is all I am interested in at this moment. Once we can establish a number that I find acceptable, then we can talk about all the other parameters that might go into making this deal.
And now, if this may sound like you're going to be elongating the process or playing hardball, things like that, you're not. As long as you are informed and educated, you stay focused on the out the door price. You already know your budget. You already know what the monthly payment that out the door price will likely get you. You've already gotten a pre-approval on your financing, so you understand your interest rate. You know the value of your trade-in because you've gotten those offers from caredge.com/sell or other resources. And you've already done the research on incentives too. So If you just focus on the out the door and have all these other areas of the deal kind of already completed, you've already done your homework, you can be one of the best customers this dealership's ever had. This should not elongate the process. And Dad, last time I checked, if you go on the caredge.com/shop, it's the car search, all of that information I just talked about, calculators to see your out the door price estimate, how that impacts your monthly payment, incentives from the manufacturers, deals and discounts that other community members from CarEdge have gotten as well. It's all right there. So you don't have to look too far to get this information to make it a seamless process. This is all about maintaining the power in your hands rather than the dealer's hands. They do this every day. You do this every 3 to 5 years. Just, answer the questions in this way, do all your research beforehand. And you can do all this over the phone too. You don't need to go to the dealership to do this. You can just literally do it over the phone as well.
The key is to just focus on what is truly important. But here's the caveat to that. As Zach mentioned, you need to understand all the aspects of the transaction, what your trade value should be worth, what type of interest rate you would qualify for, what type of vehicle you can look at that is going to allow you to equate that to a monthly payment that is affordable to you once you've reached that out the door number. You need to know all that stuff, because the reason the dealership's asking you those questions, and you'll see it in the comments to this video, is because, well, they want to shorten the process by understanding where it is that you want to be on your monthly payment, because that's what they want you to concentrate on. So you need to know where you're going to be in your monthly payment before you ever step foot into the dealership, so you can just concentrate on that out the door number.